Hello guys, most welcome to my second part of the mole concept. So now first I'm going to talk about one of the good parts of the mole concept, that is also called as empirical formula. Sorry. Now let me tell you what is empirical formula for first. Now suppose we have been given a compound. Let it be any carbon hydrogen compound. Let it be C12 H22 O11 O12. Alright, C12 H22 O12. Let this thing be a compound. I would try to be quite easy, not so complicated. So let's get on. 12, 22, 12. Now listen to me carefully. What is the common LCM in 12, 22 and 12? Of course 2. So if we would simplify this whole compound into these numbers, it would become C6 H11 O6. So we have just divided all things divided by 2, because 2 is divisible by all. So 2 times this will give us the desirable compound. So the least thing that can be made is called as the empirical formula, that is its molecular formula is C12 H22O11. Empirical formula is C6 H11O6. Okay, for your convenience, let's take any example, any hypothetical example. May that compound exist or not exist. H24 O12 S48. It is the, now whenever remember, this thing is molecular formula. Now what is empirical formula? Guess. It is 24, O is 12, S is 48. Then what is the common thing, that is the highest common denominator, we should say? That is 24, 12 and 48. Of course 12, 12 2, 12 1 and 12 4s. So if divide all by 12, we would get a formula of H12O1 S4. So this thing is empirical formula. Now here, what is the empirical formula? We have done 12. So H12O12 S48 is the compound actually. Oops, I'm extremely sorry guys, it's 2, not 12. So between these things we can consider that H24 O12 S48 is equals to 12 times H2 O1 S4, where this is molecular formula and this is empirical formula. So just we can say in a formula type like, and let this thing be any number n in any other cases, then molecular formula upon empirical formula equals to n, which represents molecular formula is equals to n times empirical formula. Now let me give an example. Now you will solve it, okay? I won't, you will. Now let me give you any example. Okay, take an easy one. C6 H6 O18. Come on, hurry up. Calculate its empirical formula. Or what is empirical formula? Empirical formula and value of n. I'll give you some 20 seconds. Alright, do that. Done. So I think you got it right. The value of N is 6 and empirical formula is CHCHO3 and value of N is 6. So now let's get on to some of the difficult topic. Not much difficult, but we should say tricky to understand actually, the limiting reagent. Now suppose any chemical formula, like suppose any reaction like plumbum sulfate plus 4H2O2 would give us PbSO4 plus 4H2O. Now if we get too deep into this equation, then let me explain you that 1 mole of plumbum sulfate or 1 mole of lead sulfate just combines with the 4 moles of hydrogen peroxide, that is H2O2, to give 1 mole of plumbum sulfate. Also, I'm sorry, this is plumbum sulfide. 1 mole of PbS plus combines with 4 moles of H2O2, hydrogen peroxide, and that would give us 1 mole of plumbum sulfate, that is lead sulfate, plus 4 moles of water. That is the significance of chemical reaction that you must know. Now let us consider the same reaction. Now suppose we are given four moles of lead sulfide. We are given this information that there are 4 moles of lead sulfide, and suppose there are 20 moles of hydrogen peroxide. Then we have been taken to find limiting reagent. Let me tell you a shortcut. Arrange this thing in here. We are given 4 moles of PbS, 20 moles of H2O2. Now here is 1 mole of PbS, and according to the reaction it is 1 mole of PbS and 4 moles of H2O2, giving PbSO4 plus 4H2O. So just divide its mole given in the reaction and the moles given. So 1 upon 4, 4 upon 20, that is, it's 1 upon 5, and it becomes 1 upon 4. Now compare 1 upon 4 and 1 upon 5. Of course 1 upon 4 is greater than 1 upon 5. Now here we have been given that 1 upon 4 of course is greater than 1 upon 5, means PbS is greater than H2O2. That means, alright, let me explain you in some another way, then we'll come on back on this. Now according to this reaction, 1 mole of PbS is reacting with 4 moles of H2O2. 1 mole of PbS reacting with 4 moles of H2O2. Then 4 moles of PbS with react to how much moles of H2O2? We have to find out, as it's 4 given, cross multiply, 16. If 1 mole of PbS with 4 moles of H2O2, then 4 moles of PbS with 16 moles of H2O2. But H2O2 is 20. H2O2 is in excess. So H2O2 is not limiting reagent. PbS is the limiting reagent. The thing which is greater becomes the limiting reagent. As PbS is consumed first, H2O2 is in excess. H2O2 is in excess. So PbS is the limiting reagent. Also in the right hand side, PbSO4 is 1 mole, limiting reagent with PbS. Therefore we can say if 1 mole of PbS reacts to form 1 mole of PbSO4, then 4 moles of PbS would produce, of course, 4 moles of PbSO4, and it's given 4. We would be asked to find the moles in PbSO4. It's that simple. Now definition wise, if you would see, then the reagent producing the least number of moles of product is the limiting reagent. Sorry. So that's it for now, guys. Thank you for watching my video of mole concept. In the next video, I'll be solving the questions of previous year's JEE mains, or if possible JEE advanced, of mole concept. If you have any queries, then please place in the comments. I'll try to give you each and every answer. And if you need some other topic, then you can also place that in the comment box. And if you didn't like my video and if you want to improve that, then please tell me how to improve. Thank you, and if possible, subscribe.